Scotland is one of the most beautiful and historical countries in Europe. There are fascinating castles and medieval towns to visit here, and stunning atmospheric landscapes with mountains, lochs, and islands. In Edinburgh, you can walk down ancient streets that were once home to luminaries like Robert Burns and David Hume. Or head up to the magnificent Highlands, where craggy castles stand over valleys full of wildflowers. The country has a wealth of things to do and see, for lovers of history, art, architecture, and more. Here's a look at the best places to visit in Scotland. Number 10, Fort William. In Western Scotland is the town of Fort William, known as the gateway to the famous mountain Ben Nevis, Britain's highest point at 4,409 feet. Visitors to the area can take long-distance paths across the Highlands, admire local history in the West Highland Museum, or do some hiking and climbing on Ben Nevis itself. Try visiting Neptune's Staircase, a historical series of lochs on a canal, for a little bit of culture. Whiskey tasting at a local distillery and skiing in winter are other local attractions. But there are plenty more adventures waiting when you visit Fort William. From Highland games to eco-tours, you'll find something that suits your taste. Number 9, St Andrews. St Andrews, a seaside resort town in the east of Scotland, is known as the home of golf, and it's here you'll find the legendary public golf course. Known as the Old Course, it's been the scene of many memorable shots over the years. Within walking distance from the Old Course are the ruins of St Andrews Castle and the cathedral. The R&A World Golf Museum has exhibits tracing the history of golf, while St Andrews Aquarium houses sea life that includes seals and penguins. A popular attraction is the Wardlaw Museum, housed at the university. Finally, there are several links golf courses within a short drive. Number 8, Inverness. If you're looking to explore a historic Scottish city, Inverness, with its picturesque surroundings, might just be the place for you. The most popular spots in this Highland city include the impressive Inverness Castle, which sits on the river, close to the city centre, or visit the eclectic collections at the museum and art gallery. One spot that shouldn't be missed is Urquhart Castle, since it overlooks Loch Ness, but also features terrific gardens and plenty of rooms to explore. All of that is just more than enough to explore, but don't forget about the Victorian Market, which features many small shops and food trucks. Number 7, Stirling. Founded in the early 1st century, Stirling marked a vital crossing point of the River Forth. In the middle of the 1st century, it was conquered by Romans, and during the Middle Ages, it had some influence as one of Scotland's key castles. Today Stirling is a vibrant Scottish city with plenty to offer, from history to shopping, from exploration to dining. Visitors will find themselves quickly charmed by this city. Perhaps you'll want to take a look at Stirling Castle and the National Wallace Monument, or visit some cultural exhibits at places like Holyrood Church, Cambuskenneth Abbey, or Argyll Lodging. Number 6, Isle of Skye. Travelling to this island in the Inner Hebrides, visitors will find themselves in the village of Portree, where they can begin exploring Skye, home to dramatic mountains, impressive lochs, and some truly unique natural landscape formations. The fairy pools are another favorite with visitors, cascading waterfalls over rock cliffs into blue-green pools below. While on land, head over to Armadale Castle Gardens and Museum for a little taste of what life was like when royalty ruled over the local area. Visitors will want to ensure they don't miss out on Dunvegan Castle and Gardens, home to Clan MacLeod for nearly 800 years. Number 5. Loch Lomond. In the centre of the Highland region lies Loch Lomond, Scotland's largest freshwater lake. Visitors will find themselves surrounded by parkland on both sides, as well as mountains offering perfect panoramas. The area has much to offer any traveller looking for beautiful scenery, including Ben Lomond Mountain, the many walking and cycling trails, or 18th century Dumbarton Castle. Located near the loch, you'll find Balloch Castle and Country Park, with its ornamental gardens. Number 4. Glen Coe. Nestled in the heart of the Scottish Highlands, just a short drive from Fort William, you'll find Glen Coe, a region that boasts some of the most spectacular scenery in Scotland. Visitors to Glen Coe have plenty to do with hiking trails, scenic views, and attractions such as the Glen Coe Folk Museum, which has exhibits on local history and traditional weaving. Among the legendary landmarks are several mountains and lochs. If climbing isn't your thing, then you can take part in stand-up paddleboarding, boating, and other water activities. Number 3. Glasgow. Glasgow has something to offer everyone, no matter what kind of traveller you are, a history buff or a nature lover. Located on the banks of the River Clyde, the Scottish port is home to several iconic Art Nouveau and Victorian landmarks. The Grand Kelvin Grove Art Gallery and Museum is known as one of the best museums in Europe, and there are several other smaller galleries and museums scattered around town. While taking in some culture, don't forget to check out some impressive churches like Glasgow Cathedral, or visit other historical sites like the Lighthouse. Number 2. Loch Ness. Loch Ness is one of those places you have to see at least once, but those who do will never forget it, filled with legend and mystery as well as natural beauty. Inverness stands as the gateway to the area. From there, you can head out on a boat to try and spot the famous Loch Ness monster, or visit Urquhart Castle, a ruined 16th century fortress. If you're into hiking, the trail to the Falls of Foyers follows along churning rapids for about 2 miles, past a dramatic waterfall leading down into a gorge. Be sure to check out Dawes Beach, just a few minutes away, for panoramic views over the loch. Number 1. Edinburgh. Edinburgh, the capital of Scotland, sits on a series of hills near the Firth of Forth, close to the North Sea. Scotland's most famous landmark is Edinburgh Castle, perched high on a cliff, with spectacular views of the city. Located right next to it is another famous landmark, the Royal Mile, which stretches from Edinburgh Castle to Palace of Holyrood House, also known as Mary Queen of Scots' residence in Scotland. The city offers many things to do, from museums and galleries, to bars and restaurants, or take a hike up Arthur's Seat for spectacular views.